Hey up, it's Louise. Something a little bit different today because I'm feeling a little bit playful. I saw Lee Speaks do a video like this so long ago, and I was actually talking with my partner last night about some of my weird, like niche childhood fears, and I thought I wanted to round them up and see if they're still scary and rank them and everything. I even made a tier list, so she's professional, and I'm using a screen recorder. She's professional. So if you're interested in seeing my weird fears and like mocking me for them, please buckle up because there's some doozies in here. There's some really really weird ones. So buckle up, strap on in, get a cup of tea, get a snack. So I have got 4 tiers of fears. Tears for fears. Does that work? Not really. Tier 1, I stand by my fear. These are things that still terrify me now. Won't take any questions, comments, or concerns. Tier 2, a little creepy. They still weird me out a little bit. I'm not really scared now, but I can see why I was scared as a kid because it is like objectively scary. Not even slightly bone chilling. These are things that like I was delusional, not scary at all, no threat to life or limb. And tier 4, it's camp. Things that are just kind of funny and camp. You'll see what I mean when I put them in there. So, to start me off, the thing that got me thinking in the first place is me and my partner were playing a really pointless game last night that was how many songs can you name from this musician that you've never actually really listened to? And I was winning. I've got like a weird goblin memory. And my partner, being a lucky duck, only knew one Radiohead song. And I knew 2, so I lost that one. Whoever knows the most Radiohead songs loses. I think that was the rule. So my first one is I had a deep-rooted childhood fear of the album cover for The Bends, which I think came out in 1995. Why was I looking at that? I was 3. But I remember seeing it, like, people, they put it in, like, enemy roundups of, like, best albums ever, and it used to scare me so bad. Why is he so, like, yucky and fleshy, and he's making that face? He's, like, like, that's what he looks like? Like, he's horrible. He's so scary. Awful, awful, awful. He's rancid. I looked at the picture of the album cover last night and it still puts me about. So, tier 1, I stand by my fear. He's horrible. Don't like you, Mr. Benz. Awful, awful, awful. Uh, Number 2, I've got a very vague threat. Quicksand. Snaps for quicksand, everyone. Were you even a child in the 1990s if you weren't scared of like a vague underlying threat of quicksand all the time, even though I think most of us didn't live anywhere where it was a possibility of happening? I don't ever really go near actual sand, like of the slow variety, so sand of the quick variety, I'm not actually scared of anymore. No threat to life or limb. A tier 3. And another vague threat that I read about and scared me is scurvy. Snaps for scurvy. Yeah, I read in a horrible histories book about scurvy because that was about like pirates, and I was so frightened. I went and had about 5 of my vitamin C 1-a-day pills, and I gave myself bellyache. So that was fun. Yeah, it is shown here with an orange, a little naranja, because actual scurvy symptoms are horrendous. I didn't want to put that in my video. Yeah, I even had a brief flirtation in my like early 20s with having a load of Baroccas. You know, the little like orangey tablet you put in water and it makes a little nice drink. I don't think they actually do anything, but I always thought that they cured hangovers, but I don't think they do. But it does make a nice orangey drink. But still in here, the scurvy fear. So this also tier 3, it doesn't scare me anymore because I have like a lot of fruit and juice and vitamin C at my disposal. It's not really a threat. It's not to me. I'll be fine. This one is really this one's quite unhinged. I've never seen the film Mars Attacks because the design of the aliens in it scares me so much. Like, I find it chilling. I think I'd enjoy the film. My partner says like it's quite campy, it's quite fun, but I can't get over the aliens. It's like the brain in it. So my local cinema that I go to very regularly, we're doing like a Tim Burton season before Beetlejuice came out. and they would show like, here's like a picture of an Edward Scissorhands. Here is a Nightmare Before Christmas. Here is a Corpse Bride, and then they would show the Mars Attacks aliens, and I would close my eyes. I would be like stressed out when they would show it. And this is me, 32 years old. I'm so frightened of him still. I'm like, is it? I think it is the brain. Just the design of him is horrible. Obviously, very scared now. Still, tier 1. I hate this guy. Go with Mr. Benz. Evil, evil duo. Can't stand them. So I'm back in my Neopets era in a very big way. I don't know if you knew that I was out of my Neopets era, but I'm back in it. I'm back in it again. As a kid, this like pterodactyl, I think he was called like the Beast because you would go into the lair of the Beast. He used to scare the living daylights out of me. He was in Tyrannia, and you can't even see him anymore because it used Flash Player. I tried to get to it, and it just comes up like Adobe Flash is not like supported anymore, which is very sad. But someone uploaded it on YouTube, so I watched that and was like, oh, that's it. It used to just like scream at you and give me so many frights when I would be spinning the wheel of monotony and I would land on this segment. I would just get a jump scare and then I'd be really angry. But rest in peace, Flash Player. I feel sad and like I wish I could still see him again for real and not just like on a YouTube video. He's gonna be tier 4 because I think it's kind of count now. And I love Neopets. I'm doing so good on Neopets, but not in real life. Right, so what film did you watch as a child that was like vastly inappropriate for how old you are? Because mine was It, 1990. I was so scared of like plug holes for ages in case there was a little spider clown inside the plug hole that would be like, help me, and then just squirt blood in my face. But my really daft fear relating to Stephen King's It brackets 1990 featuring Tim Curry was just seeing the VHS or DVD cover of it. I remember seeing it once when I was in HMV and I was a teenager, and I had to like zoom out of the shop because I was so like freaked out. It was so jarring. Like looking at it now, like what was I thinking? It's not scary at all. It's high count, tier 4, obviously. Watching the film as an adult, like I absolutely loved it. It's just Tim Curry doing like weird clown stuff and being a menace. He's just like juggling and being like do 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 do. It's so funny. I only watched the first one of the one with the Skarsgård boy in it. Was it Bill Skarsgård? One of the many Skarsgårds. And I didn't like it as much. It was actually vaguely threatening, whereas the Tim Curry one's just like, it was really scary as a kid, but now it's really funny. Tim Curry's a national treasure. I love that man. I would die for him. Mr. Blobby. I had nightmares, recurring nightmares, about this dude. When I was a kid, I was so scared of him. His scary voice? Ew. Now I'm grown up and I can see it's just a guy in a really cheap foam costume that's all like creased. I'm not scared anymore. A little bit scared. I could probably beat him up. I agree that he's terrifying though. I'm not really scared of him, so tier 2. I'll kick your ass, Blobber. I'll come and I'll kick your ass. I think this is quite a big fear for a lot of people of my generation. Angelica's big brother, no, little brother from Rugrats. She has a nightmare about. I don't know what he's actually called, so I just am referring to him as Big Boy because it says Big Boy on his t-shirt. He also had quite a scary voice, and he shouldn't have been terrorizing and terrifying me and also Miss Angelica like that. I rewatched the clip before I filmed this, and like it is still quite horrible. Like she shouldn't become num-nums. Don't eat her. Don't eat your big sister. Hideous. Horrible. I was right to be scared at the time, but I'm not like 7 years old now, so I'm not frightened anymore. But a little creeper, he could probably still get me because he gets really, really big. He could probably eat me. I could become num-nums. We got another classic that a lot of people of my generation seem to be frightened of if you were also raised on cartoons. This is King Ramses, aka the Return the Slab guy from Courage the Cowardly Dog. The different like animation style of him versus like Courage and Eustace and Muriel is quite jarring, but I think he's quite camp. Before he appears, there's a little song in the episode that's just like it's just a fun little song that they sing about him, and I like that. I like that for him. I just think, yeah, I love him. He's a good guy. Tier 4. He's camp. He's everything. He's stunning. He's giving. He's giving Egyptian mummy realness. Right, last two. Last two now. Right. The searches I had to make to find this thing that I was on about, because I have things in my brain and I don't know how to word them. You know that feel. This is like an anti-piracy like clip that would be on videos and DVDs. I think it's from 2002, and it's from, I think it's called Fact, F-A-C-T, all in caps. So it's some bloke with like a branding iron in a fire, and the voiceover's given it all. Don't let the pirates brand you with counterfeits. And the guy's just like chuckling, like, he's really grubby, and then he's like, to brand you. And that scared the Jesus out of me when I was a kid. But now Tier 4 camp, incredible acting. It's really, really quite funny to me. That guy, he was so scary. I used to fast forward through my VHSs so I didn't have to see him. But now, I'm over it. He was great. To round us off, I think this is the most niche one of them all. I don't know if anyone else has ever been scared of this, so like, if you have, or if you know anyone that has, let me know and I'll start a support group. When I would be at the school disco, in the like school hall or dining room, as it was in my secondary school, I'd have my little bag of crisps, I'd have my Panda Pop or my plastic glass of squash. I'd be loving life. I'd be like, woo, my mum gave me £1 to spend at the tuck shop. I'm living large. I might get some strawberry laces. As soon as I got a hint, the tiniest hint of the hokey cokey starting, I would bolt out of there and hide in the toilets. It's so loud and overwhelming. The sound of it, it was so horrible. It used to scare me so much. And I was just a little lady and I was so frightened. It's where it's like, whoa, it's so scary. My God. And like running at each other, hideous. So I would just like lock myself in a cubicle in the toilets for at least 5 minutes and then come out when I was confident it was finished. And I'd come out like cool as a cucumber, like everything's fine. I'm not scared at all. I'm gonna put it in tier 2. I don't like it. It's too loud. I'm not in a situation anymore where I would come across the hokey cokey because I'm 32 and I don't go to school discos anymore. But hopefully they don't bring it back. They don't bring it back for like weddings and stuff. Because I don't like it. It's too aggressive. It's too noisy. If they brought it back and I got involved in it now, I would probably still brick it and go lock myself in a toilet. But I don't think anyone else has been scared of that. Just me. That's my list. Radiohead, The Bends, so scary. Mars Attacks, Aliens, so scary. Mr. Blobby, Big Boy, Hokey Cokey. I stand by them being horrible. I'm not really scared now, though. The vague threats of quicksand and scurvy, not scary at all. A high camp. The Beast, pterodactyl from Neopets. The scream of it used to frighten me so much. Tim Curry's It, but specifically the poster for it / DVD VHS cover. Stunning. It's the like lizard hands. He's everything. He's an icon. King Ramsay's Return the Slab. He slays. And anti-piracy advert. I don't know why anti-piracy adverts were so scary. Like, I wasn't pirating. I was a child. Anyway. I hope you enjoyed this, like, very strange one. I just thought I'd do something a little bit fun, a little bit cheeky, you know? Please feel free to share your weird childhood fears with me so I'm not alone in my suffering. I don't really know what possessed me to do this video, but I'm glad I did it. It felt cathartic. It's like therapy. And I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye, guys. Laters.